go. This is Chad for Reaction Funds. Sorry, I'm cutting my face off a little bit. So today we're going to be doing Tom Macdonald. We're going to be reacting to his America video. I know at this time in our history and how everything is in the world and all the craziness going on that this is considered a very controversial topic. I mean, I love America. I feel like this is the best place to be living. There's a lot of times where people complain about it and things that are going on, but it's like go anywhere else in the world and there's a lot more corruption and communism and other stuff in the world. And here, at least as of right now, we're free. We have soldiers that have died for our freedom, and we need to, no matter if you like the country or not, you need to at least stand up and say, hey, we stand with our troops and what they've done throughout our history. So here we go, this is Tom Macdonald, America. And I'll turn it up a little bit.
The USA is getting scarier. Half of the Americans I see all hate America. They hate the cops doing their best to take care of us and kneel for the flag and salt the soldiers that we're burying.
So right there, that's the biggest thing. It's a lot of nonsense when you see athletes kneeling for the flag all the time, or kneeling for, not for the flag, sorry about that. They're kneeling all the time for their different movements that they're trying to do, and it's like you don't have anybody that's proud to be an American. And I'm not gonna name any names, but I know on the soccer team there was one crazy person that decided she was gonna kneel while her teammate that was of a different color was actually standing proudly for the flag. You can find that on YouTube or on any picture of it. And then he also mentions about how a lot of people hate the police. Like, the police are there to help us. I mean, if you had a robber come to your house and you didn't want to call the police, I mean, what other options do you have? I mean, you're either going to die, you either have a gun and you defend yourself, or you're going to die because the robber's going to kill you.
I'm tired of the fishing and complaining why you living in America if all you do is hate it. You think it's brave to take a stand against the nation? Real bravery is dying for the right so you can say it. Dear America, what happened to Americans? Apparently no one's aware or cares that it's embarrassing. It's arrogance. Our greatest enemy was always slavery and terrorists, and now it's people in the country trying to burn the heritage.
So yeah, that's the biggest thing I've noticed in the last year and a half is all these people are trying to get rid of all of the statues and everything. And yeah, we might have a checkered past with certain aspects of our history, but we need to learn from them. We're not glorifying what happened, but we need to learn from it and become better people as a whole. And it's just ridiculous what they're trying to do with the fear mongering and trying to scare all the people into submission with the politics and how everything is nowadays.
I can't help it, I just seem to see the world different. It ain't Republicans or liberals, it's mental illness. The internet is only interested in left opinion. Cancel culture's got more power lately than the First Amendment.
Yeah, so that is definitely true. Can't even have the First Amendment, freedom of speech. Anybody that's on the right, that's a conservative, is always getting hammered by the left. The left is like, has to be the all-knowing, the all-powerful. Like they have to have it the way that they want it. Cancel culture's happening to everybody. If just like, for example, like Chris Pratt, where he's just a nice guy, and because he's a Christian and maybe his church has different beliefs than what certain people have, then they automatically say, oh, well, you don't like these types of people, and you don't like that, and you don't like that, and they try to cancel them for stupid reasons like that. Like, that's how our country is now, where you can't just be a God-fearing American without somebody wanting to cancel you for that.
You don't like it, leave. We will not defund police. We don't want no riots in our neighborhoods or in the streets. We respect freedom of speech. We protect what we believe. We don't want nobody dead, so please do not tread on me.
I like that right there, where he's like, if you don't like it, leave. I mean, we have tons of people every day that are trying to get in this country that want to be in America because of all the other countries that are having problems in the world right now. And it's like he's saying, hey, if you don't want to be here, don't be here. And he's even Canadian, I mean, but he loves our country so much. He knows exactly what's going on with all the nonsense that's going on in our country. Just with all the cancel nonsense, it's like everybody gets canceled for just saying one little thing. So yeah, if you don't like the country, a lot of celebrities are left leaning. I would call them whiners. They make millions of dollars, but then they whine about all this nonsense. It's like they're not the ones that are being oppressed by the inflation and by the high gas tax and high gas prices and everything and all the high taxes. They're the ones that are making the money, and they're the rich ones that are living on the hill. But yet they try to pretend like they're oppressed for the working people like us.
In America, your freedom ain't free. In America, got soldiers dying overseas. So America, you can say what we believe. My America, I won't ever take a knee. Our freedom is the reason you can disrespect our flag. If my stars and stripes offend you, then I'll help you recognize America.
So right there, he just says that the reason why we have these freedoms is because of the soldiers. He said he'd never take a knee, and he also mentions about how it's like because of the soldiers we have freedom. And I know there's a lot of soldiers that do defend the right. They tell people straight out that it's fine that they believe the way they do, but it's like we also have to respect what they've done. I mean, World War II, Vietnam, World War One, like any of the wars that we've had. I mean, we've had to get our freedom. The Revolutionary War, trying to get our freedom from Britain. It's like we have to think about the sacrifices that they made for us to be able to sit here and whine and complain and color our hair and be a specific type of weirdo. And I'm not trying to bash on anybody. I have, like I said, there's people I know that are different than I am, different than what I believe, but I think that we're just taking it to an extreme when you have all these people on Twitter, these blue check marks that are just bringing up all this nonsense all the time and complain about this or that or that. It's like we need to live our lives and we need to be appreciative of what we have. And like he said, if you're not grateful and you don't want to be here, I'll help you pack your bags.
Does anybody know what the hell happened to the Patriots? Lately, this nation is so ashamed and hating itself. Did everyone forget that people died to pay for this ungratefulness? United States gave everything they do just to help. I just want to celebrate Thanksgiving with my family. I don't need your help to understand it was a tragedy. Can I just be thankful for my country eating happily without you trying to guilt me for the genocide and casualties? I can't help it, I just seem to see the world different. It ain't black or white, it's conflict designed by the system. I don't need your pronouns, all I see is men and women. Kids are taking pills for fun while people can't afford prescriptions.
Yeah, exactly. It seems nowadays there's so much nonsense going on in the world. I don't know exactly. A lot of it's media. I'll just say straight out, a lot of it's media, but our kids are from the age when they're really young, they're already on computers, they're on iPads, they're looking up social media stuff, and they're getting a lot of stuff thrown their way that they shouldn't be. They should be able to live their lives. Like when I was a kid, I was able to go outside, do what I wanted to do. I didn't have, my parents never threw electronics at me and said, hey, raise yourself. Like my parents raised me to be the man that I am. And a lot of that nonsense, like he's saying, there's more kids popping pills just because of anxiety and whatever they might have, mental problems they might have, and some of it, yeah, it just happened from birth. But then there's a lot of it that's being caused by media, by parents, by all these nonsense ideas that are being put in their heads, like the pronoun thing and all that garbage that doesn't need to be happening right now.
You don't like it though, hate it, then don't call it home. We don't need no violence, got no time for all you radicals. Screw your status quo, we're not animals. I will kneel for the anthem, cause the flag is what I'm standing for. In America, your freedom ain't free. In America, got soldiers dying overseas. So America, you can say what we believe. My America, I won't ever take a knee. Our freedom is the reason you can disrespect our flag. If my stars and stripes offend you, then I'll help you recognize America.
And kind of off topic here, I just want to say how awesome it is, like Tom Macdonald and his message to people. I know he's went through a crazy history himself. It's like drugs and other stuff, and I know he's not watching this channel because I'm just a small channel. I don't even have any. I have like one subscriber right now, and just want to say, man, I'm part of the Hangover gang. I love his music. I want to, when I have some extra money, I want to buy some of his CDs because he tells the truth how it is. He knows what's bad with the left, what's bad with the right, what's bad with the country, what's going on. But he also says in there about the Thanksgiving thing, he's like, I don't need to be beat over the head telling me about what travesties happened. Yes, there were a lot of bad stuff that happened. We did colonize America. We did take over the land, but at the same time, you got to think about Native Americans taking it from Native Americans, or indigenous people, or whatever you want to call them. But we got to look at it from that perspective where it's like, well, bad things happened hundreds of years ago, but you can't guilt trip us for things that we haven't even done. Like I was born in the 80s. I'm assuming he was probably born around the same time. It's like, we're not the ones that did it. Ancestors did it. You can't just guilt trip us and say, well, white people are bad, or this people are bad because of this or because of that. It's like,